Beatrice Walker, and I'm sad that I won't be in the participating in the election because I'm 16 now, turned 17 in March. But seeing a presidential candidate who is a fellow member of the LGBT community, it really made me connect and just feel thankful. But my question for you is, how will you address the stigma against the LGBT community in America, and more specifically, against the transgender community?
So thanks for raising that. And by the way, just because you won't be old enough to vote in this election doesn't mean you can't have a huge impact as a volunteer, as somebody asking questions of people running for office, and in a lot of other ways. So I'm glad to see that you're already engaged and ahead of the curve. And I'm glad that you're raising this issue, because we need to do a lot in policy, but we also need to do a lot just by example and leadership. So as a matter of policy, what we have to do is pass a federal equality act that will make it against the law to discriminate against anybody because of their sexuality or their gender identity. But there's also a part that goes beyond law, and it's just the message we send. We need a president. It's that bit I was talking about earlier with belonging. We need a president who lets everybody know that they fit in our future. And right now, in education, certainly in the military, where people, and this one makes me so angry because you got a president who avoided serving when it was his turn. You got people willing and ready to serve, and they're good at their jobs, and he's kicking them out of the military because they're transgender, something that has nothing to do with their ability to do a good job for the United States of America. So we got to put an end to the war on transgender people coming from the administration itself and send a message that everybody's contributions are welcome. It's why we need more representation of transgender people in different opportunities to lead. And it's why we need to make sure that we get the word out just in the way we do things, not just the laws, not just the guidance. That's got to change, no question. But in the idea that we value everybody for who they are. And that will be a core principle of my administration. You know, it's also something I think about a lot because, LGBTQ is a big category. I don't know what it's like to be transgender, especially when you think about the epidemic against black trans women of violence and what's happening to them. And just as I don't know what it is to be black in America, or to be excluded because of my immigration status, or to be experiencing sexism. But what I know, what's so powerful, is the way that people have stood up for each other's rights in this country. That, you know, the fact that I can wear this wedding ring is not only because of the activism of people like me, but it's because of allies who were not at all like me, who stood shoulder to shoulder with them. And this is a moment, if there's ever been one, for anybody who has been marginalized, anybody who's been on the receiving end of the different patterns of exclusion that our country has, to stand shoulder to shoulder and figure out, each of us, how to make ourselves useful to one another. And that will be guiding and driving my attitude as a candidate and as president.